it's me. And the last animation we watched was about a girl who pretended to be blind.
I got an idea. I reached into my bag and put on my sunglasses. And then when I got closer to this school, I held onto the wall and walked alongside it slowly.
But this girl today pretends to be deaf, but secretly listens to everybody around her. That's legal. Let's watch.
I can't believe my mom would do this again. She's walking into the house with another brand new designer handbag. Dad would go ballistic if he found out she's been spending money on purses again. My mom has a serious shopping addiction. She tries to hide it from us, but she talks to her fancy friends about it all the time.
Wait, is her mom Trisha Paytas? Mom be like, she can't hear me spending all this money.
She thinks I can't hear her because I'm deaf. Well, surprise, I can.
Mom, just because I can't hear doesn't mean I can't see you wasting money.
Since I was 7 years old, my hearing started to deteriorate. By the age of 10, I was completely deaf. We tried operations and treatments, but nothing worked. I had to go to a school for students with hearing and sight disabilities. I had to learn sign language and reading lips. Luckily, I made a few good friends.
Wait, so can she hear or not?
My friend Rosie pulled me to the side. I have a secret. From her pocket, she took a hearing aid. It's really powerful, she mouthed. At first, I was hesitant, but what did I have to lose? To my shock, it worked.
What? Imagine your best friend pulling out a hearing aid. Those cost like hundreds of dollars. Here you go. A cure for deafness. And magically she could hear everything.
Keep it until you feel a bit better. I decided not to tell my parents about it. I wanted to know if they kept anything from me. That night, I could hear my parents fighting about money and purses. I'm making all the money and you're spending it on handbags. Oh, honey, it doesn't cost that much. You know that. It's all for the show.
Imagine getting your hearing back. First thing I hear, mommy and daddy fight about purses.
Oh, don't worry about it. I just spent $5,000 on a Louis Vuitton bag for show.
Don't be shy, put some more money on my credit card.
At night, my parents got all dressed up. Off they went to a fancy dinner at some rich guy's house. My dad was only a small shop manager, and my mother stayed at home. Where did they get all that money from? Luckily, I was old enough and didn't need a babysitter. I watched some TV with the sound turned to full volume.
Oh yeah, watching TV, no subtitles, volume max, the ultimate flex. Bro, I can hear perfectly and I still can't hear the TV without subtitles.
Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. I got a fright and switched off the TV. I looked through the peephole. It was a lady. She seemed distressed. It's Mia. Open up. They're looking for me. Everything in my body told me not to open the door, but I did it anyway.
Who opens up their door to strangers? I don't understand. I am reluctant to open my door to the UPS man. I just be peeking my head. Put the package down. And then as soon as he drives away, I stick my hand out the door and snatch it.
She was going on a total rant about purses and something about the police and where my parents were. She looked as though she hadn't slept in days. She seemed harmless, so I made her a cup of tea and gave her some leftover pizza. In a matter of moments, the lady fell asleep. She was snoring so loudly.
You just let some stranger come into your house, give them pizza, coffee, and let her sleep on your couch with a face full of makeup? Some people be getting too comfortable.
Finally, my parents came into the house. Mia, what are you doing here? My dad used sign language to tell me that it was my mom's childhood friend. Then he told me to go to my room.
Go to your room. Sign language in 2020 be like, go to your room.
I quickly jumped to look out of the window. A black SUV was standing outside. 2 men were sitting in the front. It looked like one had a hand radio. I heard them talking. Let's go. We can catch up with her tomorrow. We don't want them seeing us. The SUV drove off. A few moments after the 2 guys left, I could see my parents and Mia walking to her car. They opened the trunk and removed 5 big black bags from it. My dad said, we'll keep them in the safe.
What an illegal behavior is going on here? All right, Mia, just because you have a hearing aid doesn't mean you can just stand outside a window and hear people talking in a car with the windows down. Unless it magically gave you super hearing. Ears level 100.
I could hear them walking to my dad's study. We weren't allowed in there. I followed them and hid behind the door. My dad moved a heavy bookcase out of the way. Behind the bookcase was a huge door with a lock pad. What could be in there? Jewelry? A few sentimental pieces? He punched in a 6-digit code and the giant door opened up. Inside was a small room. There was money stacked from the floor to the ceiling. I gave a big gasp. My mom must have heard me.
Whoa! Mother hears the gasp. Who was that? Why is is her hair so big? She hiding all these secrets.
But I quickly hid behind the door. Throw the bags in there for now. Let's sleep on it, and we'll figure out what to do with it all tomorrow. My parents offered Mia to sleep on the couch. Later that night, I heard my dad tell my mom, we need to get rid of Mia. She knows too much. My mom agreed. What were they going to do to Mia? And what were they hiding? In the early morning hours, I heard a commotion coming from downstairs. It was still dark outside. I had to investigate. The sound was coming from my parents' safe. It was Mia. She was filling a backpack with cash. She probably cracked the code. I turned on the light. She looked at me in shock, then waved with a creepy smile on her face. I was curious to know what was going on.
Her face! I couldn't come up with an expression, so I stole the Jackie Chan meme. Mia, what you doing? How could you? I gave you some of my pizza.
What are you doing, Mia? She looked even more shocked. Oh, you can talk. Yes, I just can't always hear so well. She looked at me with a soft smile and sighed. Well, come here and I'll tell you everything. Somehow, I felt sorry for this lady. She looked completely lost. As I walked towards her, she was putting the backpack on her shoulders. Completely oblivious to what she was planning, I moved closer. With a big push, she shoved me into the safe and closed the door. The safe was completely soundproof. I started knocking on it and kicking, but nothing. I was surrounded by cash and black bags. I screamed and yelled, but no one heard me.
Oh, Mia, scumbag! See, this is why you don't let strangers into your house. It can only end badly. First she ate my pizza, then she slept on my couch, and then next thing you know, you getting yeeted into a safe. These Mias ain't loyal.
Somehow my hearing aid picked up the frequencies from inside the house. There she goes. Run. Get her. I could hear them running out of the front door, but it was too late. Mia got away. How are we going to explain this to the boss, Stefan? Said my mom. I have no idea. Mia was your employee. Huh? Did my mom have an employee? She is always either shopping and maxing out credit cards or watching her favorite soaps on TV. Going to have to explain it to him. I'm not doing your dirty work. You got greedy and now you have to pay for it.
What do these parents even do? They part of the mafia or something? Trisha Paytas doing some illegal business to fund her handbag addiction?
My mom stomped off to the bedroom, with my dad following her. I screamed again, hoping they'll hear me, but they didn't. I was stuck inside this safe. When were my parents gonna figure out that I was missing? My hearing device went completely silent for about an hour. I looked around me. There was probably more than $1 million in cash there. The black bags were tightly closed. I was so curious to know what was inside.
$1 million in cash and they couldn't even buy you a hearing aid? Bruh, the safe is nicer than her bedroom.
Just as I was about to open one, the weird buzz sound appeared again. Someone said, Mia's car isn't here anymore. I say we pay those two a front door visit. What do you say? I bet it was the two guys in the black SUV again. Through my hearing device, I could hear the two guys barging into our front door. My mother screamed in horror. Where's our merchandise? We want it now, the guy said demandingly. I could hear them moving towards the study. Thank God they were gonna find me in here and set me free. I could tell they were standing outside the safe's door. We want everything that Mia made. You hear? Don't think that you're gonna trick us. Show us the stuff. My dad opened the safe and pushed the two guys into it with me. I shrieked when one of the guys stomped onto my foot. It all happened so quick.
Oh no! Just yeet everybody in the safe. These two dudes be like,
Oh, at least we got some food.
how can you not like immediately open up the bags to see what's inside?
I could hear my parents through my hearing aid again. Stefan won't be happy with the amount of merchandise we have for him. Without Mia, we can't produce anything. She's the only one who could copy that exactly. Then it hit me. The merchandise is probably inside these black bags. The two guys stared at me as I tore open the black bags that came from Mia's car. As the secret was finally revealed, it was a bunch of handbags. Everything finally made sense. Mia was the one who made knockoff designer handbags. My parents probably sold them to Stefan, who then sold them on the black market.
What? We selling fake designer handbags on the black market now? It's come to this. So I don't get it. She's doing this whole business so she can buy real ones? We got $1 million in the safe. There's gotta be something else going on. This can't be, oh, I'm making fake designer handbags. Oh, you know what? Some of them do be selling for like thousands of dollars though. Before YouTube, I would buy designer things for cheap at like outlets and stuff, and then I would resell them for more. I was big on bags too. You make some good profit, not like millions of dollars. What?
I could hear my mother say, we have to let them out now. I decided to take matters into my own hands and played along with their illusion.
I love how her parents act like mafia villains. Like she had no idea what was going on until this hearing aid like changed her life.
My mother opened the safe's door. The two men rushed out of the safe screaming. My parents didn't even notice me.
Her mother be walking like an NPC like, Why is she built like that? that?
They left the safe's door open. I could finally escape. As my parents closed the front door, I pretended to have just woken up. Hello, honey. Did you sleep well? They hand signed. I nodded yes, pretending to rub the sleep from my eyes. I never told my parents that I heard all their secrets through my powerful hearing aid. And that Monday, I asked my parents if I could get this kind of hearing aid, but they said it's too expensive. I couldn't believe that they lied to my face. I knew how much money they had hidden in that safe. At school, I returned Rosie's hearing aid. Perhaps it was better that I didn't know about my parents' secret fraudulent business. Or maybe I should take some money from the safe without them knowing.
Yeah, of course take some money out of the safe without them knowing. How the mom gonna spend thousands of dollars on her hair, at her designer handbags, and be like, oh no, sorry honey, we can't get you a hearing aid. It's better if you don't know what's actually going on here. Bro, I would've yeeted that goblin you call mother into the safe. That's just straight up rude. Scumbag parents, I tell you. Now, also, where did her friend get a hearing aid from? Grandpa let me borrow this. Here you go. I'll let you have a taste of that sweet, sweet audio. No, take me back. But anyways, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button in the face and make sure you turn on notifications. Click, and subscribe to the wolf pack. Oh, I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.